All right, that looks good. And this looks good. Give it a few minutes. See if anyone starts showing up. Got a notification. That's cool. Do-do-do-do. See if anyone decides to slide in. Sup, Ape? How's it going? Hopefully everyone's having a good night, staying warm out there. It's been rather cold today by me, but it is what it is. What's up, Trey? It's going good? Oh, glad to hear, glad to hear. It's rather, been a cold day. Hopefully warms up this weekend, but I mean, we'll see. Hasn't really been the craziest day in terms of news after what has been like a flurry of, I don't know, last few days it's felt rather busy. Today just kind of felt slow, which isn't like the worst thing, I guess, in terms of NFL news. It lets you kind of get calibrated, think about a few things, kind of lets you speculating about a few other situations. I would say probably the biggest news was that the menacing charges against Joe Mixon was dismissed. Your brother got punched by a girl. Oh, that's pretty annoying. That's always a fun thing to have to deal with because it's like, well, do you hit her back or? Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Kyrie Irving asked for a trade from the Nets. Wonder where he's going to wind up. Could wind up in Los Angeles with LeBron. Anthony Davis. The Knicks? Possibly. Something tells me he may want out in New York, though. I'm not too sure. It's good news for the Rockets. I don't really follow basketball close enough to... You guys must have one of their picks or something. You're thinking Lakers is most likely? Yeah, I don't really follow the NBA too closely, but that's my guess. Seems like last time they went and played the Lakers, KD and Anthony Davis and Kyrie were rather close. And we all know that Kyrie and LeBron are, I believe they're good now. I don't think they were for a minute there, but I think they are really close now. What's up, Daniel? What's up, Jeff? 7 years of their first rounders. Oh, Jesus, yeah. Where will Kyrie go? I don't know. Maybe the Lakers? I don't really have the best NBA takes. Old GOAT James is about to pass, what was that, Kareem? That's pretty sweet. Well, the old 6'10" GOAT. You know, I eventually won the Brady is the GOAT argument against everybody that I've ever had it against. But I think I'll eventually win the LeBron argument. It'll take a while. But eventually everybody will see LeBron as the GOAT. It'll just take a minute. It's going to take a lot of retrospection. You know what? You know what needs to exist in like sports analysis and sports statistics one day? A way to actually like real life be able to like extrapolate what somebody's stats were back in like the 70s or 80s and like accurately like put them into today's numbers. I wish there was a formula to do that. And I hope at some point in the future we actually do run into like a formula where we could put like the way that they play in the modern era and then see how that game would translate against like the 90s or the 80s eras or the 70s era and see if like that specific player could come in and just absolutely shit all over that league, or if they wouldn't be as good, or if you could take some of the players from the past eras, put them in the present, and see what they would actually play like, against a more modernized league. And I wonder how, if at any point in the future there'd be a way to actually accurately put that into maybe like it'll take AI to do that or something like that, but. I think that'd be cool. I think that would be very, very helpful for greatest of all time debates. Yeah, win shares is pretty good. There are some pretty good stats, like wins above replacement in baseball is a really good statistic. The win shares, I think, is that a football one, or is that a basketball one? Kyrie going back to LeBron would be funny. Yeah, I mean, they're a good tandem. They should have never broke apart. That's the truth about that whole that duo should have never broke apart. They probably win multiple titles if they can, like, if that ego of Kyrie doesn't, if Kyrie doesn't have a Kyrie moment, which is unfortunately like every few months he just freaks out about something. It is what it is. Dude's a very outspoken, thoughtful guy. You may not agree with the way he thinks, or you may think he's stupid, but you can't really say that he's like unthoughtful or not curious, not a creative individual. He's a very interesting person, Kyrie. Very dramatic. A lot of nonsense flies around the guy, but I don't know. I don't find him to be boring or stupid. He just tends to go out on some pretty esoteric limbs, I would say. And he has some pretty out there views on a couple topics. Just found out Tigers drafted Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, in baseball. Yeah, Mahomes is really good at baseball too. A lot of quarterbacks, surprisingly, could have probably played pro baseball. I would say a large number of them. I'd say it's close to like 80% of pro baseball or pro quarterbacks could probably be pro baseball players. They could have went pro. I don't know if he believed in a flat earth. I don't know if anyone actually believes in that, or if they just believe in the troll of it. Like, I think there's two versions of this. I don't think actually there's one serious person that thinks the world is flat. In my opinion, I don't think that actually exists. Like, that's my view on the whole flat earth conspiracy. I think the conspiracy is the people pretending like they think the earth is flat to fuck with people. Because it's like, dude, they figured this out in like 400 BC. Like, they went, yeah, that's probably right. And then they all just moved on. And it's like, whoa, that's the fakest conspiracy I've ever heard of in my entire life. Like, no one believes that's a troll conspiracy. That's one where some people are just like, this is so fucking funny if we say the earth is flat and just present the craziest shit ever. We actually get people debating us. We get like real physics people like getting pissed off and yelling at us. Do you know how funny this is? I could make a video and say that there's an ice wall and that penguins are heavily armed and they're actually just fucking mini nukes to stop people from going into Antarctica because it's the ice wall. And I'll have some asshole make a 2-hour video debunking me. Like, seriously, spend 2 hours like using his advanced physics, maths, and all kinds of crazy shit. I'm just doing this for the lulz. I really bothered this guy. It's an A1 troll. If you're into trolling, Flat Earth is one of the greatest fucking trolls you could possibly get behind, because it's very funny how people get like very into responding to Flat Earth. Like, I actually believe nobody really believes in Flat Earth. I like 100% of people. It's just kind of all over the place, Niners. These aren't hardline. We can only talk about football. It's NFL talk and hanging out. These are very loose streams topic wise. Yeah. Most people don't. Most people are just messing around, jamming, drinking some wine. Oh hell yeah, it's a good night. It's a good evening. Staying warm, hopefully. If there's any NFL stuff you want to talk about, Rodgers going to Las Vegas, bought a house in Vegas. Oh, he did. Like an actual one, or one who like is just kind of a troll? I know zero, and I've never actually met a real one that doesn't, if you press them on a little bit, kind of start smiling and like smirking about like really obvious shit. They're like, yeah, And there's just like the earth is flat. And I'm like, okay, I know what you're doing. Keep it on, man. Keep it on. I won't call him out too hard. The Kelsey Bowl. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Rodgers to Vegas, though. Boy, does that make a lot of sense. I mean, like, yeah. I mean, hell, you could just do a quarterback swap there if you're Green Bay. I mean, nah, you don't want to take Carr in. Nah, you just want to restart. Go with Love and go young. But yeah, that would make sense. I just don't know if they're going to have to trade away a first-round pick to get Rodgers. So what pick do the Raiders have? I don't think it matters what pick it is. I think the Packers will just like having 2 firsts. But I wonder, are the Raiders picking inside the top 10 with their first pick? Or are they like 12? It's like some shitty like middle of the pack pick. According to social media, would be video of Brady announcing his retirement. Oh yeah, I seen that, Nathan. Somebody is auctioning off a jar of dirt from the beach where Brady retired from, and the auction's up to like $100,000 right now. The Super Bowl is a battle of Big 12 QBs. Yep. Yeah, Big 12 quarterbacks do really well in the NFL. they tend to ball out. An actual one. She's the only one. I blew it off as a joke at first. She's also oh yeah. There's usually some correlation. She's probably not the smartest woman either. You know what I mean? Not trying to be mean or anything, but usually people who believe in conspiracies like that are usually pretty like, not the smartest people, or at least I wouldn't say stupid, because that's not the way I would view someone like that. They're just not educated. Like they're probably just. That just stuff that doesn't go in the brain very well for them. Other things do, probably very well. Just not that, and just not the learning. Jalen Hurts is goated. You thinking so, Seth? It's a big game. If this dude walks out here and wins a Super Bowl inside of like his first 3 years of starting in the NFL. It's like the craziest mission I've ever seen out of someone like Jalen Hurts. This dude didn't smile when he got drafted, has never looked happy or content. Have you guys ever seen Jalen Hurts happy? like genuinely enjoying his time in the NFL. This dude looks like it's like the most serious shit in the world to him. And I actually respect the fuck out of Jalen Hurts for that. I've been going back and looking at this, and I'm like, dude, this guy he is so serious about he needs to win a Super Bowl. It's almost like he's so tired of like all the people talking shit about him since Alabama. It's just like, holy shit, I'm so tired of this. And you can almost feel it in the way he plays and the way that he presents. He just never looks. I haven't seen it. He doesn't look ever content. You may see him laughing and joking around, but that doesn't mean he's content or happy with anything. I don't know. I personally get the vibe he's very unhappy unless he wins the Super Bowl this year, which is probably the right attitude to have. Jalen Hurts has been silencing the media all year, and we've seen he showed everybody this year. The only question anybody had going into the season about the Eagles is Jalen Hurts the guy? And that was like week 3, everybody went, the Eagles got the guy. He's probably going to win an MVP, depending on, he got hurt for a minute there. That 3 games that he missed fucked him out of the MVP, by the way. Isn't that about a bitch? He was winning that award this year, which is crazy. But those 3 games he missed just handed the award to Mahomes. Just here you go, Pat. Plus, Mahomes might have won MVP anyway. He fucking cleared everybody on the passing statistics. It was pretty dramatic. Especially since most people considered Mahomes to be about to have a fall off year. And it seems like that didn't happen in even the slightest. I think the concussions increased because the way the NFL monitors concussions was better. That is something that is true. The concussions went up 18% this year. It was like there was like 142 of them or some crazy number. But again, I think that's because the NFL is far more, what's the word, careful, cautious, aware of what concussions are, and a hell of a lot more like diligent about diagnosing and being unafraid of diagnosing concussions. I don't think the league shies away anymore or tries to cover them up or hide them, except for Miami. Um, only one team is dirty like that. It's the fucking Dolphins for some reason. I'm sure there's still a bunch that are going unreported, but I think that number isn't because the game is causing more concussions. I would argue that that's because they're getting better at recognizing and immediately spotting a concussion, which is good. I think there's two ways you can interpret that data. It's either concussions went up for some reason, for no fucking reason this year. They just randomly rose like crazy, which that doesn't make much sense, does it? Especially since they're way more careful about tackling. The helmets are far more safer. They do know how to tackle a lot better. So it doesn't make sense to just, why would there just be an increase when every year they'd been going down, or at least like like kind of like a level number. But it's like, no, the reason it goes up to me then has more so to do with the fact that like they're spotting them better and they're immediately diagnosing them. They're not hiding them anymore. They're covering up less of the concussions. Why for a word? I don't know. Your guys' offensive line is really, Miami is dog water. I don't know about that. I don't know. Miami's like, I don't know about that. They almost beat the Bills without a real quarterback. That's a pretty good football team, I would have to argue. What exactly is dog water about the Dolphins? And Seth, I'm not gonna let you like be an Eagles fan on this one. They're like way better than your Ravens, like than the Ravens, who you were a fan of until like 2 weeks ago. So like, I don't really know what ground you're standing on here. Like why are they dog water? He's like, just cause. I don't really have much of a reason. Their logo's water. It's actually a sun and a dolphin. It's actually one of the better logos in the NFL, in my opinion, but the NFL media can't let Brady go. Brady catching, caught yelling into phone after retirement announcement. Yeah, they're gonna ride the Brady shit for another few months. Now they're fucking running all kinds of crazy stories about Brady, and there's gonna be more dumb shit about him for the rest of the time. I hope they stop doing this. They're just gonna move on to more Belichick rumors and lies and shit. Like, I can't wait for the Belichick and Mac fights to start. Those will be great to read about. Very real too, I'm assuming. Yeah, very real. Just like Tom and Bill's turbulent relationship over the years. You remember how there was a whole ass book written by Jeff Darlington that I think he got rid of? I think he unpublished that because I haven't seen it ever. I've tried to find it at libraries and shit because I want to read it and make fun of it and do like a report about it. But like as soon as it came out that like Belichick and Brady had been talking since he left New England, and like Brady still like considers Bill like one of his mentors, and like they had that like hour and a half long personal meeting after the game they played a couple years 2 years ago with Mac as a rookie, and everybody was kind of like, oh, they don't hate each other. It's like, no, the fuck, why would they hate each other? Well, our narrative said that they fist fight and there's a power struggle, and it's all Brady keeping the players calm, and everyone wants to hate Belichick, but you know, it's Brady, our narratives, you know. Why would you just lie about these two people like this for so long? For 18 years, it was just some weird, these two guys actually hate each other, weird narrative. And then it just died because it's like, oh no, they actually really like each other. You fucking retards. Why would you ever believe that? Yeah, they were just so good together for 18 to 19 years. but they hated each other. Why would anybody ever believe stories from any media about any football players now? You know what I mean? Like, after, like, the stuff with Brady came out and, like, it's, like, clearly Belichick and Brady are very close. Why would you ever believe any narrative about anything the media creates about a player that doesn't directly come from the player? Like, now we're seeing this with for example, people from New England who reported the Brady Belichick hatred didn't learn their lesson from this, and now they're going, what's the newest one? Oh yeah, now DeAndre Hopkins doesn't want to go to New England because he hates Bill O'Brien. They hate each other. Do they? Maybe. Is there any reason that they should hate each other? Maybe they don't like each other very much. Maybe they, it's kind of a weird relationship, but do you really think they hate each other? Why? Because DeAndre Hopkins' trade request was refused? Why? Because they paid him a lot of money and then immediately granted him his trade request? Whoa, what a terrible fucking relationship that must. Sorry, I do believe that him and Bill O'Brien have a bad relationship. Like, it's probably not great. But I don't believe the media now saying that the two hate each other. Like, really? They hate each other? That seems like extreme for two guys who were in a business relationship that went bad. So the other guy said, hey, will you send me out of here? And the one guy went, yeah, we can get rid of you, man. And then they got rid of him. Do they really hate each other? I don't know. Arian Foster, well, he was joking around, yeah. Yeah, Trey, if you watch the clip, it's very obvious in that clip that, well, he's also on a Barstool Sports podcast with Pro Football with PFT. Like, I mean, it's just like PFT commenter is, I think, his full like online persona. I wouldn't take anything that was said on that podcast with any kind of seriousness. I think even Arian Foster, like, I thought this was very obvious I was joking. Like, I think he even sent a follow-up tweet on that. Like, I think he quote tweeted when, I can't believe people think I was being serious about this. Something like that. It's like, yeah, dude, I thought okay, you know it was clear. Yeah, it was very obviously people, and it was like the sad thing about the whole like thing was there were so many people that actually believe that shit. It's like, guys, they're fucking like, do you not know what a joke or sarcasm is? And then all the other players coming out going, yeah, well, when I got my script before this terrible thing happened to me in a game, I was so fucking angry. Like, imagine you're Jacoby Myers and you're sitting there it's week 13. You just finished with the game. Bill comes in. He's got next week's script for you. It's week 14. You're playing the Las Vegas. What's up, Lions? You have to play the Las Vegas Raiders as the New England Patriots. You're Jacoby Myers. You're flipping through the script. You're like, hey, we take the lead in this game. Fucking awesome. And Bill's just shaking his head going, you're not going to like the last page of this, Jacoby. Why wouldn't I like the last page of the game? Flips over to the last page. The fuck is this? Yeah, you're going to have to pitch the ball up to directly over to Jones, and he's going to plow through Mac, embarrassing as fuck, and score a game-winning touchdown. Yeah, DeMar Hamlin had no idea what was coming in week 16, 17. He was just reading along. He got to like page 3 and he was like, all right, so they're going to take a lead and oh fuck, hey guys. Everybody go to page 6 really quick. Wow, what's on page? Yeah, I'm going to die apparently. I died 2 times. In the next 24 hours, I'm dead. This is some horse shit. I didn't agree to any of this. Actually, that signing bonus, you agreed to possibly be sacrificed, DeMar. It's not outside the book. What's up, Nicholas? Yeah, all the kickers who have to miss field goals are just sitting there like this all the time. They're like, I'm gonna get death threats. What's up, Aaron? They're like, I'm gonna get death threats. My family's gonna get death threats because of this. Yeah, the Bills in the 1980s when they got their scripts are in the 90s. Fucking Jim Kelly looking at his scripts, he's like, fuck you guys. Just he gets the script at the start of the year. He's like, all right, 3 in a row. There's no fucking way they're gonna do this to us again. Do we go back and win it the 5th year? No, you guys actually are terrible until 2016. What? Yeah, from this moment on, you guys are basically one of the worst teams ever. What do you mean? Yeah, it'll be hell. You're going to lose to one guy 33 times in the next 12 years or 14, 15 years. Yeah, after this Super Bowl that you guys lose for the 4th time in a row, we are scripting you to basically win like 4 games a year from now until 2016. It's just like that was basically like they're just like, that's just what we're doing here in the NFL. You guys are going to suck for a long time. The Bills are apparently running it back. Yeah, running it back right to the AFC divisional round and then out of the playoffs. Hell yeah. I got a bad feeling the Jets are winning that fucking division next year. So we better, well, actually, I don't know. It depends on what the Patriots do, too. Yeah, Buffalo could finish last in that division next year. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, they're barely winning that division, and it's like, well, they did good this year, but it's kind of like they got kind of lucky with you guys dealing with the Tua injuries, and Miami wasn't fucking, the Jets aren't serious, and the Patriots weren't serious. I don't think the Bills win that division next year. I'm thinking if the Jets get a real quarterback, they're an easy fucking division winner. Jets literally could be a Super Bowl team, which is like really weird to think about, because if they get the right quarterback, I mean, they could literally game manage a Super Bowl win. You put Jimmy G on the Jets with a decent line, they can go win a fucking Super Bowl. He can at least get them there. They're not very different from the Niners. Really, they're not. They have better offensive pieces than the Niners do, probably. Like overall, right? It's like like the raw talent on the Jets, a little bit better than the raw talent over on the 49ers, but that's debatable now with McCaffrey over there. You got like McCaffrey, Debo, and Ayuk and Kittle, whereas in like New York, you have Breece Hall, who's obviously very talented. You've got, I think, Conklin, who's underutilized. I think with Wilson and fucking Moore and Mims, I think those are all decent receivers with an actual quarterback, of course. Healthy Dolphins. Healthy Dolphins. What's up, Daniel? How's it going, buddy? A healthy Dolphins team. Yeah. Yep. I think the AFC East is one of the best divisions of football right now, personally. I think our worst finish was fucking 8 wins. Like, I think 7 by the Jets. Like, our division is way better than everyone else's. Like, it's like a very top to bottom, one of the better ones in football, and it's like very quietly a good division. So, can't really say the AFC East is a cheap division to win anymore. For the majority of the season until injuries hit the AFC East, it was they were down. What's up, Ethan? I think music's all right. Why? What's up with the music question? Now that Brady is officially retired, I can go on my seat. I can work on my why Brady is the GOAT. There you go, Trey. That's a good video to work on now. Now you can go for the fact that he has 3 Hall of Fame careers from 2000 to 2010, 2010 to 2020, and 2020 to 2023. What's up, Paul? How you doing, buddy? Jared Goff went to the Pro Bowl. Yeah, he did pretty good, too. Favorite type? I like comedic music. Pats can win with 10 plus with a much better offense. Yeah, Pats can easily be 10 to 12 wins. They could have won 12 this year with a better offense. Like, yeah, simply better play calling. They were like a 12-win team almost. Their defense was unreal. I doubt Tom Brady is retired, but until one, I think he's done. Kev, why? What's up, Ethan? Do you have a type of music you make or something? I like all kinds of music, but I just like funny music. I don't really take, music so serious. Do I like Mac Jones? Yeah, I think he's a very good young quarterback. I think a worse quarterback would have been terrible with Matt Patricia. Um, my way to do that is you can look at the way Matt Stafford performed with Matt Patricia, where Matt Stafford's usually around 40 passing touchdowns a season. He was only throwing like 23 a year with Patricia. It was really bad. It was really strange to see. So I would think that was a similar effect on Mac Jones, who's nowhere near as good or as like readily available in the league as Stafford was with Patricia, who also had a decline under him. Yeah. So I look at the whole Matt Patricia effect, and I'm like, well, he fucked Stafford up for a couple of years. There's no way he didn't have a bad impact on Jones, who, like, to me looks so good as a young quarterback. Tua is cleared. He's good to go. Yeah, Kev, I have a different theory on the whole first time he retired. Yeah, Mac literally was a fucking playoff quarterback as a rookie, and he had like arguably the fifth greatest rookie season of all time. Statistics wise, he had the fifth greatest season of all time for a rookie quarterback. And I think like wins was number one. He had the most wins ever for a starting rookie quarterback at 10. Like you can't take that away from Mac Jones. Like you can't be like, Mac is a bad quarterback, and then like look at like fucking Trevor Lawrence playing good for 7 games ago. He's also very good. He's got all the potential in the world. Oh, come on, like give Mac Jones Doug Peterson. What do you think that looks like? He probably throws 30 TDs this year and like progresses naturally if he has a real OC. This is the year to look for Mac. Oh, my theory for the first Brady retirement? I think Brady tried to retire like really quickly. I think what happened was, right, because the marriage was failing and Brady could see that things were starting to fall apart. Marriages don't just end in a vacuum, right, Paul? Like you seem like you might be a little bit older, maybe like 30s, like my age. So you would understand marriages don't just suddenly like come to a close. No, there's years of like the divorce happening, maybe even months and months and months, if not years of a divorce happening. And maybe Brady thought, if I actually retire, if I give the career up, maybe this can save the marriage and keep everything together. He retires with the intention of saving the family, keeping everything together. Things don't work. They decide, hey, we're not getting along. It wasn't just you playing football that was causing the strain on the marriage. It was a whole bunch of other things. We're just not being able to be married anymore. So Brady goes, all right, I'm going to go back to football then, because I only fucking retired to save this fucking marriage, and that didn't work out. So I'm going to go back and see if I can still play. Like I like that theory. It feels like the correct version of events, but it's like, for some reason, the opposite is true, or like accepted as the only way that it could be true, where it's like, nah, he unretired and they got divorced because of that. Why can't it be he retired, they couldn't work their marriage differences out? Because we all knew that their marriage was on the rocks because of the career, because they just weren't getting along as well. They just could maybe fallen out of love. Who knows? There's tons of reasons why people get divorced. Like, I would say that Brady probably tried to retire to save the marriage, thinking that was the main strain. That probably wasn't the main strain on why their marriage failed. Usually it's not something like a fucking career choice that ends a marriage. That seems like a reason high schoolers end relationships. That doesn't seem like a reason why like you end like a 10+ year long marriage because like your husband, who has a very busy career, wants to do another final year of his career. That seems crazy to me. Especially since it's not like it's any different. Like Brady retires, right? He's not like suddenly not busy. He's still running the TB12 empire. He's still working at Fox. He's still he might be more busy in his retirement than when he's actually playing football, because he can just go home from Monday through Friday and stay with his family, and then go on the road Saturday and Sunday. And then just be home again on Monday. He can be home more often when he was during the season, when it was still regular season football and all that, except for road games. Now that he's retired, he's probably going to be more busy doing his post-football career, getting that started, running TB12, doing I think he wants to start a production company. I think he wants to do this, that, and the third. You just think he's working at Fox now for 10 years at $300 million. Dude, the dude's not. So the notion that they got divorced because he's a busy guy and has a busy career always felt like that doesn't seem real. He already signed with Fox. Yeah, he's on Fox doing. What's up, Kenny? How you doing, buddy? He signed a 10-year contract with Fox last year when he retired. You got to remember, I want to see 80 for Brady, but I don't know. I'm gonna wait and see with the reviews. It's getting unreal reviews apparently. Like everybody likes this fucking movie. Like I haven't heard one person say the following about Tom Brady's movie, 80 for Brady. Not one. I haven't heard. Everyone goes, it's a decent movie. It's pretty good. Like everyone's like, I wasn't expecting anything, and it actually is a decent little movie. Makes me wonder why Dan Marino and Joe Montana. Yeah, I don't know why Montana and Marino never got into media. Especially Montana, or Marino. Marino especially because he's like a halfway. I think he did for a minute, Marino. I don't think he liked doing it. I could be wrong though. But again, with the Brady thing, it seems more like the opposite is true about his retirement situation. Doing good, Kenny? You're gonna watch it? I ain't never seen it. Using people. Yeah. Man isn't human now for some odd reason. Who, Brady? If it was just him, move on. I mean, yeah, he's moving on. He's on his new thing. You know. Sorry if I ignored anything anybody said right there. I went on kind of a strand there. Let me. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything anybody was saying or. Almost baseball season, yes, sir. Like D-Hop, yeah. A full rebuild? No, I don't think so. I think a full rebuild isn't a good idea if you're the Buccaneers, right? It seems like that would be very dramatic. Hey, by the way, thank you for the 15 likes, everybody. That's awesome. Very kind. I forgot I had to go through and do the ad suitability thing. I always forget to do that when I get going. So thank you, by the way. Appreciate that. Very nice. No, I don't think a full rebuild is appropriate. You know, like they have a lot of talent on that team where it's like if you put like a good mobile quarterback on that team or a decent guy, they could just keep competing, I think. Like they're an offensive line away from being like still very good. No. I think the Niners are gonna go with Lance and Purdy. And I think that's the right move. I think that's the correct move. I think we need more young quarterbacks in the AFC or NFC rather. Is 80 for Brady? I don't know, Kenny. I'm not sure if it is or not. What's up, Ven? Maybe Carr, Jimmy G go to Tampa. Yeah, Carr would be idea for Tampa. Now that I'm thinking about it, if I'm Tampa Bay, I'm going ballistic to get Derek Carr. Because you can put Carr on that team and maybe win more. Like, not more than Brady would, but like with a decent O-line and them receivers, yeah, they could win some fucking games. Rely on the run a little bit. Saints would make a lot of sense too. I'm guessing an NFC South team winds up with him no matter what. Donkeys go 6-11. What do I think of Sean Payton? Good hire. Good hire by the Broncos. If anybody can get fucking Russell Wilson right and that offense right, yeah, they're good. That's the best hire. Literally perfect hire by the Broncos. That was the move to go. Yep. Literally, like Russell Wilson and Sean Payton. It's literally him getting Drew Brees. He's getting a more mobile Drew Brees, but not as good a thrower. And it's not like Drew Brees had an absolute rifle on his shoulder anyway. Carolina's drafting. Yeah, exactly. Well, Carolina might take a veteran to like hold the water, but I doubt it. Over Olave and no Michael Thomas. If I'm Carr, I'd take the Bucks. Yeah, because I don't know what's going on with with Michael Thomas. He might get traded unless you get a quarterback in there. And yeah, Broncos, if they get they could maybe win a Super Bowl next year. With that defense there, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think this is my bold take. I think the Broncos are going to win like 13 games next year. I'm going to be I think you're going to see, it's going to be hellfire from that football team next year, and it's going to suck ass to deal with, dude. Russell Wilson's going to look like he did 2-3 years ago, and everybody's going to be like, holy shit, Russell Wilson's back. And he's going to be like, no, he's got a real coach. I mean, he's very coach sensitive. No, I know, Adam. This is my bold take. I'm not trying to shit talk anybody on my take. Looking at a list of 2010 greatest players from NFL Network. Where do you rank? Where do you think Carr? I don't know. Tampa Bay, New Orleans feels right. Montana is 4. Manning is 8. Brady at 21. Marino at 25. Yeah, Brady wasn't always liked, dude. I always try to explain to people, Paul, that for most of Brady's career, he's never been the face of the league, despite being the best player in league history since he walked into the league. I literally have always tried to explain this to people, that I used to have to, like, aggressively yell at people and, like, debate my ass off to, like, explain how Brady's greater than Manning. And then, dude, it was crazy trying to explain this to people. You guys don't know what a fucking uphill battle it used to be defending Tom Brady. You have no idea what it was like. Until he beat the Falcons, nobody accepted that Brady was the GOAT. It was after the Falcons game. I never have had to. I literally, the only people who still kind of fought him being the GOAT were like really weird fucking shitty people who just like couldn't accept it. And then he won the 6th one and they went, all right, I give up. And then he won the 7th one and then they were like, I was wrong. I've just been wrong my whole life. This fucking guy, dude. He's the greatest player. Like he won when he won the 7th Super Bowl. It was fucking insane. I was starting to make like an argument that like he might be the greatest football player of all time, right? And people were starting to go, nah, I don't think he's better than like Rice and like Lawrence and all of them. And I'm like, he might be. And now it's like, I think he is. Like, it's the debate. He wouldn't have been in that debate unless he didn't win. If he doesn't win that Super Bowl in Tampa, I could make that statement and I would have everybody saying, nah, he's better. He's not as good as Lawrence Taylor and Jerry Rice and fucking Jim Brown. Come on, man. Come on. And I'd be like, yeah, he is, dude. Now it's almost impossible to argue. Like, it's hard to argue that he isn't the greatest football player of all time. Or at least it's very hard. It's a very close conversation. No, there's no, it's like, that's not going to happen. Not funny enough. Funny enough, I got into football in 2006 and was really into it until 2010. And I do remember Brady being seen as better than Manning for the 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. That was credited more to the Brady defense and to Bill Belichick, those first 3 Super Bowls. It was kind of like one of them things where a lot of people were like, well, Brady's got more Super Bowls than Manning, so he's better. That was a very easy thing, but a lot of people were like, yeah, but like Brady's special teams won those Super Bowls. He was kind of bailed out by the officials. The Patriots cheated. All those stupid ass narratives about trying to discredit the Patriots fucking dynasties. Like, and then people found out that like Deflategate wasn't even illegal until 2007. Like, it was like, that was my favorite fucking part of Deflategate, when I explained to people that like what the Patriots were doing in those Super Bowls wasn't cheating and every team was doing it. And if they weren't, they were fucking stupid to not do it. Because everybody knew what everybody was doing. It was a well-known thing what the Patriots were up to. Everybody was allowed to do it until 2006. The Patriots didn't win those Super Bowls in 2006, 2007. And we got caught cheating in 2007 when we were caught spying on the Jets. Oh, yeah, if you go look up whatever Deflategate, Spygate was, it's literally not a big deal. It's one of the craziest, like, over-reported things that everybody thinks is a lot more nefarious than what it was. No, Spygate's a one-game thing we did against the Jets in 2007 when Eric Bieniemy pointed out that we were still filming in an illegal spot, because that's all that was. That's all Spygate was. The Patriots were filming in a spot that they weren't allowed to film in anymore, which was banned to film in 2006. Not 2004, not 2003, 2002, 2001, 2000. No, those were all perfectly fine to do that. Every team was filming from those locations. And then they said, nah, don't film from there anymore. That feels weird. Yeah, I heard that, Ven. I heard that one. I don't know how true that is. Because then like they included, and then the Patriots were included, and he said, fuck them. And I was like, yeah, I don't believe the report now. If you wouldn't have included the fuck the Patriots thing, that's a believable report. Why did you include the absolutely not? Like, no, now I don't believe your report, fucking Dove. Shut the fuck up. I don't believe anything to do. Whenever somebody throws in, I don't believe Brady reports. I'll be honest with you, Ven. I believe zero of them. Whenever there's an included shot at New England, you can disclude that whole statement. That didn't happen. None of that is true. Have you ever heard him actually shit on the Patriots ever? Have you ever heard him verbally talk bad about the Patriots to anybody? No. It's all like weird reports of him shit talking the Patriots. Whenever he actually talks about the Patriots, dude, he glowingly talks about New England. He talks about how great Bill Belichick is, how great the fans are, how great Robert Kraft is, how fucking great like the players currently are. He likes Mac Jones. He big ups this team, and if he said that, there's probably more like, why would I go there? They got Mac. Like if that was actually true, and it was like out of the question, then it's like he probably said, I can't go there. They have Mac now. Like he's their quarterback. They don't need me. Like if that was if that's probably more of what was true in that statement. You're going to Las Vegas or the Jets? Hey Ven, did you hear what Joe Douglas said today? Mahomes will win 4. Yeah, he's gonna win more. He's gonna win more Super Bowl. I've already accepted he's winning 4 or 5 of them. He's gonna be He's gonna be considered the second greatest quarterback of all time, in my opinion. He's well on his way to that path. I mean, and you guys know my opinion on this fucking guy. I don't like Mahomes, but see, I'm a lot bigger than a lot of people. See, I can recognize greatness. I seen it immediately in Tom Brady. I seen it in Mahomes, but I didn't know if he was ever going to figure out how to read a defense, to be honest. I was like, is he so fucking good at, is he too talented to learn how to read a defense? Like, it was one of them things where I'm like, oh no, I wonder if this guy's too good. And then he learned how to read a defense, and I went, all right, we're good. All right, cool. No, I don't want to hear more Joe Douglas slobber. Oh, hold on a second. Let me find what he said today. I'm surprised you didn't see this because you seem to get all the Joe Douglas news. Steve Wilkes is getting an interview for a defensive coordinator in oh, here we go. It's from Dov Kleiman, so you got to kind of, you know, I don't really fucking trust that guy. His hatred of Bill Belichick and the Patriots, or I don't even know how to describe it. He's one of them anti-Bill Belichick Patriots fans, and he's a fucking douchebag because of it. General Manager Joe Douglas is admitting to people in the league. So this is from multiple sources in the league. So take it as you will. It's one of them. My sources are telling me posts that, fucking are never true. That the team will go all out in order to trade for Aaron Rodgers. And he actually names the source. So it's not even like he's trying to. So I feel like that's a legitimate thing. That's like a sentiment in the league, and people are actually saying, "Yeah, no, Joe Douglas is." Dude, it's gonna happen, Ben. The thing we've been saying that all the things they're doing are to entice Rodgers. They got their whole butthole up in the air for Aaron right now. They got their sluttiest clothes on. They got the whole butthole showing. Joe Douglas is like, listen, we prefer immunized players, Aaron. We don't want one of them losers who went and got the jab as our coach. We're anti-jab here in the Jets. They're coming up with all crazy pitches for him. Well, actually, we're gonna put $1 million into anti-vaccine funds, and he's like, I actually don't know if that's the best idea. I just don't believe in that one vaccine. Yeah, we just hate that one too. They're just looking around and shit. It's just it's very tense and awkward. Oh, we're growing an ayahuasca tree. Huh? He's just like, what? Why would you do that? Yeah. Oh, yep. We got a whole ayahuasca garden growing. We heard you like that stuff. This is coming on a little strong. You think? We have a book club, a library. We've seen on the Pat McAfee show. We'll give Pat a they're cringy. It's I'm trying to be very uncomfortable. If you guys didn't notice, and just point out all the random Pat show stuff that he does. They're we can incorporate all that into our team for you. You're probably just praying he goes to the Raiders, don't you? You're just please go to Vegas, Aaron. Please, just go to Vegas. I can root for you in Vegas, Aaron. Yeah, we'll get you a nice crystal mommy. We know you like them crystal mommies, Aaron, so we'll get you one of them. Do you like that Billie Eilish chick? She's probably into crystals and magic. Yeah, I think Aaron's gonna try to force his way over to go back to Devontae Adams. To be honest with you, I don't think he wants anything to do with that fucking shithole. Josh McDaniels got a second chance because he's very good at calling offense. That's why he got that second chance. Dude, that second run of Super Bowls, he was on some other shit calling them games. He was unreal the second half there with the Patriots, and the shit he did with Mac was really really strong as well. Like he had Mac Jones played at an unreal clip, and maybe he was just a little too young when he got his first chance I mean, he was really young when he got his first coaching gig. At the time, wasn't he like the youngest coach to ever get a head coaching job? Like fucking 38. He's like, he was incredibly young when he got his first head coaching job. I know McVay was the youngest. But like, I think at the time when he got that job in Denver, he was the youngest ever head coach. And like that went straight to his fucking head. Like he had a terrible ego in Denver. You couldn't tell him nothing. And it's not as bad in Vegas. I just don't think Carr and him clicked. I don't think it just clicked in. Not really. It's like I said, man. From the beginning, I've always said that if we get Billy O'Brien, I kind of don't know if we're gonna wind up getting D-Hop because I don't know how bad the relationship is. Right? The reports say they hate each other. Do they really though? Or is it more just like strongly dislike? Or is it just like they just don't really get along? And if they like, and it's like, does the dislike of each other outweigh how much Bill and D-Hop like each other? Like Bill Belichick and D-Hop. Does that actually outweigh the situation? The trade, yeah, I don't think D-Hop cares what he got traded for, unless that bothers him. But like that'd be a weird thing to be bothered by. I think D-Hop would remember the trade is he asked for a trade and was traded. They didn't say no. They didn't fucking try to hold him up or be shitty. They're like, all right, bye. It was like, okay, fuck you too then. It's like, I see that as a functioning relationship that can work. I know that's crazy to hear, and I know that's wild to believe. But the fact that they were able to quickly get that trade done shows me that the two, because I don't think DeAndre has an agent, so I think it's just Hopkins doing everything. So he went in there, asked for a trade, they got the trade done. So that shows to me that they can still probably functionally work together. But I think there's a very good shot we're out on the D-Hop situation. Like I don't know. I don't have a good feeling about that. I have like maybe we can get him, but you know. Crazier things have happened in football. Fucking, he's back in the NFL. Nobody ever thought he'd be back in the NFL. And zero people thought there'd be goddamn demand for Bill O'Brien in the NFL. Belichick, as soon as he passes Shula, he's gone. It's like he might get one more win than Shula, or as soon as he's got the most wins, I think he could quit immediately after he gets the win. He's 73, he's getting up there. I think he's 73, right? He's at least crossed the 70s now. So. And he's pretty spry. He's still sharp with it. He's still in good shape for his age. Like, he's in very good shape for his age. It's just, I think he wants to get the most wins. I think that's very important to him. He's exactly 70. Oh, he's crushed it. All right, so he's probably got about 5 more years. I think he's going to go to 75 is his target age. I've heard that number a lot with Bill Belichick. It's either 75 or 77. I think that's because all of his coaching mentors made it to 75 or 77 or some shit. I think Coughlin is... How old did Coughlin coach till? I think that's a very good way to figure out how long Bill's going to go till. Keenan Allen, I would really... I could see that. Yeah, I could see Keenan Allen. I really believe Keenan Allen doesn't want to play with the Chargers anymore. I think he's so tired of being on that football team. And I think the Chargers want to move on to Mike Williams as their number one, who's a better, younger receiver. No, I don't know if he's better. Coughlin retired at, oh, wow, I didn't know that. Coughlin didn't age well then. Jesus. Shula at 328 and Belichick at 298. Yeah, I think Bill wants to pass Don Shula up or get as close as he can. So, so he'll probably get at least 3 to 5 more from Bill. If he can win 10 more games in each of them years, he can get the hell out and, move on. And because the Patriots probably have their next head coach already lined up. I would imagine Bill retires and then Gerard Mayo becomes the new head coach. And if you ask me why I believe that, that is primarily because if you look at what we just did, that's kind of an unprecedented set of moves. Robert Kraft clearly just had a hand in the coaching decisions that were just made because, obviously Belichick is getting closer to retirement than he has more years left as the head coach. So the Patriots went away from coordinators for the last 5-6 years, right? We haven't ran coordinators for literally almost a decade now. And now we have coordinators again. So that's a little weird. We're back to our official stance on having an offensive and defensive coordinator. It was kind of just like McDaniels called offense and then Flores and Patricia called defense. There wasn't actually coordinators. Now we have coordinator roles, which is Bill O'Brien's the offensive coordinator, quarterback coach, and Gerard Mayo's our defensive coordinator all of a sudden. And I think that means that Gerard Mayo is going to be the next Patriots head coach. I'm 90% positive about that because he was named the assistant head coach, got a massive pay raise to not go to another team as a head coach because he was getting head coaching interviews. Gerard Mayo was. He was getting defensive coordinator and head coaching offers, or at least interviews, and he was probably going to get a job, but the Patriots offered him a lot of money to get a official title of defensive coordinator, and I think they told him, hey, would you, we want you to be our next coach. So if you're curious about who's going to replace Bill Belichick, I'm going to guess it's Gerard Mayo, which I'm excited about because Gerard Mayo is going to be a really good coach. My team's going to go from good coach to good coach. That's going to suck ass for everybody else. We're going to go from Bill Belichick's handpicked disciple that we drafted out of Florida that's just been with us for a very long time. Isn't that crazy? I watched, one of my earliest college football memories is of Gerard Mayo at Florida. And, he's about to be the head coach of my favorite football. That's a crazy thing how long I've been around Gerard Mayo. The Higgins thing, I don't think so. I think that was crazy. I think America has been around for 300 years and most civilizations last 500. No, I don't think so, Daniel. We'll be fine. America's very unique. Most countries also don't explode onto the scene within 100 years of existence and take the world over within 200 years of the actual formation of the country. America's rise to prominence is unheralded in world history almost. We've had such a quick climb to empire status. It's unreal. I don't know how it'll play out because, again, this country's very young, historically wise. But I don't know. It's hard to I don't think there's been a lot of countries like America in world history. Our impact on the global world has been pretty fucking crazy. America's one of the great, I almost want to see 1,000 years into the future just to be and then out of nowhere, this one country popped up for 400 years, and then they blew themselves up. It was awesome to watch, man. They changed the whole world, and then they blew themselves clear off the map. And then the super eruption happened in Yellowstone, and then they were all gone. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my whole life. Rome, Mongols, and Macedonia. Yeah, that was literally some of the greatest fat empires ever. Yeah, America's rise is about as good as Rome's. Actually, it's very, very similar to Rome. It might actually almost be a one to the similarities between the Roman Empire rise, the start of Rome in America. There is a lot. It's they formed Rome to break away from very oppressive monarchs, the hatred of monarchical society. It's so weird. It's the Romans hated Americans hated monarchs. The Romans fucking violently hated monarchs. It was this weird took over stuff and. It's like, oh, this is crazy. Yeah, Carthage being the very weird war that they've had, that there was like their enemy war. It was always kind of on the like. So I wonder if America is going to splinter off into an East and West empire. I think it'd be North and South though, and you can already see what it is too. You can see like the two Americas, so we could see the two Romes. Like you could see it. You could see the two America. You could see America and then America East, or America North and America South. And America South is like the Byzantium Empire, and you're just like, the fuck is this? It's like it's a lot more like traditionally religious. It's a lot more like it's like old tradition, like an appeal to the old, an appeal to old world stuff. Again, a lot more like orthodoxical religious than the West Empire was. Like there's these very interesting parallels between America and Rome. And especially since like America modeled its fucking governance after the Roman Empire. Like they literally just went, we're gonna copy like a lot of that. That was some good shit. Like, damn, dude, them Romans did shit pretty good until they went power hungry. Hopefully we don't go power hungry in this country. 100 BC and 480. Yep, it's a very interesting thing to get into. But let's we should migrate back in. Rome was ahead of the time. Yeah, that's part of the reason why. They also figured out they were one of the first people to be able to beat that goddamn Macedonian phalanx. Like, I don't know how, like, if you think about this is one of the craziest things that ever happened. Macedonia basically took over the world with Philip and his son Alexander, because they basically got into a big-ass line of like 6 guys, or hundreds of guys, and just lowered big-ass sticks and ran them at everybody. And then no one could stop it. For some reason, for, I don't know, several hundred years, the Greeks and Macedonians just ran everybody's shit in, literally just punched in asshole after asshole, just ran through village after village, just phalanxing everybody out of their way. And it's just like... And then the Romans popped up one day, a bunch of like, I think this is how the Greeks lost like the Trojan War, I believe, right? Didn't they lose that shit? Yeah, he like created the Macedonian phalanx. He created the thing that his son used and just dominated the world with. Like, the Romans basically just went, all right, this is our plan on these bastards. What do you mean? You know how they run at us in straight lines like complete retards? We're going to go around the side. They probably can't turn that well. Are you sure that'll work? Yeah, I don't know why anyone hasn't tried this. This will 100% work. And that's exactly what they did. The Romans, basically, they went, here they come. And then they went, well, they can't get us from... Fuck, we can't turn quickly. We can't turn quick enough. Yeah, that was basically what beat the phalanx. And everybody just kind of went... Probably the whole world went... Oh, yeah, that makes that. Oh, yeah, why didn't we do that like a long time ago? All them fucking stupid Greeks were like, damn, that was a good idea, man. We thought running straight at him would beat him. And it's like, how in the world did that how did that just dominate all of human history for like almost 1,000 years? That's how the Greeks won that shit. They were just beating people up and taking over everything because nobody could stop that. Until the Romans just went around to the side a little bit. I love ancient history because it's like one really weird strategy worked for thousands of years, and then like one guy went, I don't think that's very good, and then it just never worked again. It wasn't even ambushing. They just went around them. Like they just were like, all right, let's not run at the side. Let's run at their sides. And it's like, well, we can't turn. We got these big ass sticks, man. And then they got beat up on pretty good. And then the Romans figured out, like, I think the Romans did like surrounding warfare. And that's actually really hard to deal with. Like even today, I don't think you can really, like, if you get surrounded, you lose. And I think that's how the Romans did it. They just went, we're on all sides of you now. Where are you gonna go? It's like, how the fuck did you guys get here so quickly? We don't sleep. We're Italians. What does that mean? Oh, you'll find out. Wait till you find out about the memes about us in 2023. What does that mean? We're Italians. Like, doesn't fucking mean anything to me. What's Italy? What? Spaghetti, and then they like fucking attack them and kill them because they're all fucked up on lead. I should say still being my day job is history teacher, or it will be. I should stay still in grad school. Hell yeah, man. High school, yeah. I want to get into history, but I don't want to be a teacher. You know what I mean? Like, there's a part of me that's like, I should have been a history major. Obviously, I enjoy it way more than anything. It's like literally one of probably my top 3 favorite things is to just think about like I don't even like think about like the actual history. Like I'm like, yeah, it's interesting. What's up, Spider? It's interesting, but I like thinking about more like the subtle reactions to like how people would have probably actually reacted to things, like the actual like human side, the sociological like aspect of history. I like that part of it. I'm like, I wonder what it was like for like just like the average Roman who was just like, oh shit, what? Caligula's going crazy again. He's stabbing the ocean. Still? Yeah, it's been like 14 days. He's been doing this for it's going on 3 months, man. He said we're gonna kill Poseidon. And they did that shit for years. What do you mean? Oh, he's fucking crazy. We gotta get rid of this guy. He said we're gonna kill Poseidon, and he started stabbing the ocean. I don't think that Poseidon actually lives in this water. This isn't even ocean. I don't know if it was Nero or Caligula. I couldn't remember which one it was. It might have been Caligula, but you remember that he ordered his men to stab the ocean to kill Poseidon? I think it was Caligula that ordered that one. One of those two complete whack jobs. Completely. It might have been to troll him though. Like it was very unclear if they were fucking with them or not. Like it's like, hey, you assholes. Like it's because you could also imagine. I think Caligula was a dick, and I think Caligula told him to stab and kill Poseidon to be a dick. Like a lot of the shit Caligula, it's like, was he crazy or was he a fucking dick? And were they all crazy or just kind of? I think they were all crazy. Again, they were exposed to a ton of lead. So by the time they turned 30, most of them dudes were fucking absolutely mad. That's probably why like Nero was crazy, Caligula went mad. They all went mad because of lead. Like it's very. I 100% believe that. I'm like, oh, that totally makes sense. These people were exposed to dangerous amounts of lead. You could see it in like their bones and their diets. It's like, oh yeah, no, these people all had horrible lead poisoning. Augustus. He set the whole thing up. Julius was kind of he was interesting, but they killed his ass before he could do anything cool. He came back and he's like, all right, I've taken over. And everyone killed him. And then I'm like, all right. Augustus was like, I'm going to have to kill a whole bunch of people. And then I'm going to become the most interesting human probably ever. I'm going to set up the whole Roman Empire. And then he spent his whole life basically just trying to secure an heir because he, like, I don't know what happened. I like DNA movies too. Our genes like a switch. It's like a turn on a microwave for like, what? I wouldn't turn on the microwave for 12 hours. That could be pretty bad. Yeah, him or Constantine. Right? Because without Constantine, Christianity probably dies. It probably just gets snuffed out by some really angry Roman emperor. Fuck, kill them all. Why? They looked at me weird. I'm having a bad day. I don't like these Christians. It's him. Constantine is so important. Like so important. Him converting to Christianity probably is the reason that's the most, it is what it is today. Yeah, that'd be a cool movie idea, like an interesting idea. Yeah, I'm not too good with physics. Before we continue with some ancient history, look at what I said. Oh, yeah, we could go back to regular stuff. We could just go back to regular stuff. Yeah, ooh. Yeah, I expect this. I don't think, I'm going to guess it's going to be a very interesting, Oh, it's the Titans are inquiring about the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. Did you see the follow-up tweet, Ven? That the update, one of the teams inquiring is the Tennessee Titans for the number 1 pick. What the fuck do the Titans? What is Tennessee up to? Tennessee's like, we're trying to move up, and everybody's like, no, I don't think so. It depends on who wants this pick. If it's Tennessee, with 0% shot they're taking the quarterback. Yeah, I'm not. I think the Texans are also shopping their number 1 pick or their number 2 pick. I think the Texans are trying to move back too. Again, I don't think I have a feeling that, like, other than the Colts and maybe Carolina, I don't think any teams are really high on these quarterbacks. The Colts are obviously very high on Bryce Young, right? Like they're very, and I think that's why the Colts aren't trying to move up, because I think a lot of teams think that these two guys are going to fall. Panthers Bears trade might be coming. Yeah, it could happen. The Panthers may be one of the teams trying to move up 100%. You're a Colts kid from 2016 to 2010, and just please get Bryce Young. Yeah, Bryce Young or CJ Stroud would be good for you guys. I'd probably avoid CJ Stroud just because I don't really believe in Ohio State quarterbacks. They're all kind of shitty. Yeah, you guys, the Colts failed Peyton Manning or Andrew Luck. That was embarrassing. No, I'd believe this. Again, I think the Texans are 100% trying to move backwards in the draft. I think they're in an interesting position. And the Colts, again, I don't think they need to move to get Bryce Young. I think they're like, oh, we can just kind of chill here and get CJ or Bryce. We're fine with both. Yeah, I don't know what the interesting report here is that the Texans are sitting there going, hey, we would like to get the number 1 pick. The Titans. Like, what do you guys want with that? What are you guys going to do? Don't worry about it. Like, if whatever shitty player you're going to draft, you could probably just take at 11, right? Nope. Who do you want? Will Anderson? Okay. Yeah, they're 100% after, like, Jalen Carter. Like, they can't get the number 1 pick. They want Jalen Carter. Like, it's like, oh, they want a defensive tackle, or they want Will Anderson. That's what they're after. This is who the Titans want. They're looking at one of those defensive linemen with fucking drool coming out of their mouths going, no one will be able to stop Justin Simmons and this guy. And it's like, yeah, that's probably true. Oh, shit, that's probably going to be dangerous if they pull this off. Could you imagine pairing Simmons up with Anderson or Jalen Carter? Dude, that's nasty potentially. That's a disturbingly good defensive line with the addition of one of those two young men. That puts the Titans defense like so far ahead of like the rest of the divisions. That would have to be who they'd be after, right? Unless they wanted to get that receiver like Jackson, but they would need to trade up to get him like that. He wouldn't be there at 11, but like you could probably call up the Texans and get their pick. It's just like, you know what I mean? Like just offer them an extra first. You probably could get a lot. You know what I mean? Or you can call up the Colts and see if the Colts don't want to move back. Yeah, but the Titans make a lot of sense. And the more I think about it, it seems like they'd be going defense, right? Because offensively, what do they need, right? Like it's like, well, I mean, do they want to add CJ Stroud or Bryce Young? That'd be pretty crazy. I mean, they clearly seem interested in moving on from Ryan Tannehill. I don't think they want to keep him long term. Again, the way I'm feeling this, I don't think they want Tannehill. Especially like in a long term kind of like setting in a long term situation. So it kind of feels like they might be inching towards like, I don't know, maybe they're gonna make a move here. cut Tannehill, draft a young quarterback, and just kind of have one of the best young quarterbacks with Derrick Henry and a pretty solid football team to be put onto. I would say that if the Titans get the number 1 pick and you're one of these young quarterbacks, you're desperately praying that they're drafting you. Like I would be like, yeah, that can't get much better of a new team to go to. I'm trying to think of a more ideal situation than that, and it's very difficult. Very pro player locker room because of the head coach. Very veteran led locker room as well. So you don't even have to like step in and be like the team leader as a young quarterback. Yeah, it seems like pretty straightforward about that. At least how I'm feeling about it. When was the last time a true number 1 pick was traded away? Doesn't that happen every so often? Didn't who the fuck was it? The Bears? So I remember somebody traded away the number 1 pick like in the Mahomes year, right? Didn't no, the Bears traded into the 1 pick. No, they trade. No, it wasn't the 1, was it? Yeah, when was the last time the 1 pick was traded? Let me look. Los Angeles Rams traded up 15 to the Tennessee Titans to select 2016. Oh, okay, I was a year off. It was Goff's year. Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, it was like right in somebody's year. It was Goff's year. That's right. I was off by a year or two. Uh-oh. Is the stream lagging or is it just my playback being laggy? Yeah, Goff, yeah. 100%. You didn't know that? You didn't know that? yeah. The Lions and Rams swapped number 1 pick overalls. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that's why that's why people shit on Jared Goff so aggressively, by the way, because like that guy not supposed to be a bad quarterback. So like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we just said that. No, the Lions and the Rams swapped number 1 picks in terms of like the players. Like Stafford was a number 1 overall pick, and so is Jared Goff. That was part of the reason why the trade was such a big deal. I think you're a little bit misunderstanding the way I said that, Van. That's all. Yeah, I know the trade was in 2006. I'm talking about like the actual players that were traded were 2 overall number 1 picks. Yeah, you're good, motherfucker. I already knew I was good. You're the one who's having problems. You're good. Like I get really weird about that. I'm like, fuck you, dude. I always knew I was good. You don't need to tell me shit. Like, oh, this is awkward. This just got weird. Thanks, Daniel. I appreciate that, man. It's very kind. You didn't follow. Oh, yeah. Oh, fair enough. Yeah. Goff was the number 1 overall pick. It's always fun when people don't know that about him. Yeah, he was. The Rams had very high expectations for him, and he almost won him a Super Bowl. So it's like he kind of lived up to him. He just didn't win the Super Bowl. And it's like, yeah, whatever. It would be hilarious though if Goff wins Detroit a Super Bowl and Stafford won the Rams. I'd be like, that. I don't know how that works, but I guess that's okay. But they both lived up to their hype. But it's like, sure the fuck took them a while. Is the league more interesting at the moment than it was during the rest? Yes, it will. Yes, it is. There was. All right, so I would say in this current era, football is a little bit more interesting, and I'm a Patriots fan through and through, right? But like, the 2010s and the late 2000s, like if you weren't a Patriots fan, man, like they're the goddamn devils of that era. They were in every single AFC. I think we played in like 14 straight AFC championship games or some crazy shit like that, or it was some number very close to that where dude, it's kind of crazy what the Patriots did. It was so boring for probably every non-Patriots fan in the AFC. It's like, oh, well, do you know what they used to call the AFC Championship game for while Brady was in New England? It was literally called the New England Patriots Invitational Game. Like that's what the nickname of the AFC Championship was. It was literally like it was the Patriots fucking invitational game, and every year the Patriots would find somebody new to invite to the game. They'd be like, "Oh, you get to come play here now. Come on." And like 50-50 we'd win. The great era of NFL football where young players are looking up to these younger players and gives the NFL teams more accessible players. Yeah, the football's in a great spot. I think there's a lot better player. There's a lot more good players spread across the league right now. Like there isn't like this there isn't like 6 good quarterbacks. It feels like there's a lot of good young quarterbacks, like at least 12, I think. I would say that we're probably like this was the most competitive I've ever felt at the end of a year, where it felt like there was like 3 to 4 to 5 teams all in it at the end for that last playoff spot. In either conference, it felt like there was 4 or 5 teams desperately fighting for a playoff spot in the last game of the season. And I'll be honest, I've never seen that. I've never seen that many teams still alive that late into the season. Like only teams with like 2 wins were like eliminated at the like, you know what I mean? It was crazy. It's not like in the past where you'd hope to God this player works and you can go wrong with your pick nowadays unless your team. Yeah, unless you're literally the Patriots drafting a wide receiver, you can't go wrong anymore. It seems like teams don't really miss that bad. Beer back, gotta blow my nose. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Oh shit, did I just fuck my mic up? Hope not. Yeah, there's the same, basic teams. I think the only problem it was the QB for a good amount of time was guys like Stroud with Young, Stroud, Williams, May, or like Arch Manning. Yeah, I mean, there's just a long line of good quarterbacks coming. Like, there is no like weird shortage at any point. Like, I don't know. I think we're in a good state of talent anyway. Feels like it. Hopefully, we're not like running into a talent drought or anything like that. That'd be pretty bad. Yeah, they got yeah, I mean they got to a couple NFC championships. But yeah, never really went very far though. Is what it is. Yeah, just like Brett Favre, Rodgers was only able to get to one Super Bowl so far in his Well, I mean, I think fucking Favre went to two. Or was it only that one against the Patriots? I thought he lost one, but I won't swear to that. Falcons, yeah, I have no idea what Atlanta's up to. Yeah, I don't know. Nobody knows what they're cooking. It's pretty awful. Smells bad, looks like garbage. Like, what the fuck are they cooking over there? They got Mariota and Ritter as their quarterbacks. It's like, what are you guys up to? Don't worry about it. We're up to some crazy shit over here. Yeah, like what? Nothing. I mean, secret stuff. Yeah, they're cryptic over there. I don't know what it is. They're like, yeah, maybe you'll find out in a couple of years. Like, wait, what? Why not? Why not start winning? We're not ready to start winning. We don't feel like it. How's Amir doing? I don't know. Probably better. Probably having a good stream. Probably a good stream if he's not streaming anymore. Looks like he had a pretty good stream. Probably a few thousand. Probably like 1,000 something odd people watch his little stream. He's doing a basketball game. I don't really tune in. I go in and leave a like on those streams, but I don't watch those ones really. I don't fucking like basketball. I'm just like, I try to listen for a while. I'm like, I don't even fucking care. I should say what's up, but I left the like. I watched. I gave him a views. I fucking, I did my part. I don't even like these streams, and then I leave. It's not that like I don't like watching Amir stream. It's just like I don't fucking like basketball. I can't watch it like the back and forth. If I'm not doing homework and I just like want something on that I don't have to change for 2 hours, I'll deal with it then. But other than that, I can't fuck with basketball. I get so bored. I'm like, oh fuck this. I'd rather watch anything else. Again, I like basketball. It's the weirdest thing, right? I don't know if anyone else has this with sports, a certain sport that they like. But like I like the sport and I like following like the league, the news around the league, but I can't watch the game. I'm like that with golf, and I'm like that with the NBA. I like the ideas of the games and I like the drama around the game, and I think I like the base of the game itself. But I can't fucking watch it be played. It's just like, oh, this is the worst shit in the world to me. Yeah, you'd enjoy Amir. Amir's fun to watch. Very polite, very fun, good time, good chat. It's not the plays don't matter. I think every play matters. Because in basketball, the high scoring nature means you got to stay in the game, or else you can get your fucking shit pushed in. But I just don't. I don't know. I just think it's like it's not very impressive to me. I don't know what it is, but it's like I don't know. It's a bunch of 6'8" guys running around throwing a ball in a hoop that's 10 foot off the ground, and they don't got to barely move to do that. I don't know. I like where the NBA is heading with a lot more shooting going on now too. I like the more technical nature of basketball. Like the better it's getting, I think with the shooting and the very technical passing and like the euro stepping and the high velocity, high impact movement going on. But until that's more like the norm, like I don't really like dunking basketball. Wow, cool! You're 6'8" and you can dunk it. That's a cool skill, man. You know, them 5'11" guys in the league can also dunk the basketball, and that's way more impressive. Oh, you can hang on the rim? So can fucking Nate Robinson from the NFL, who played in the NBA, went, this is too easy, and went and became the Seahawks return guy. Remember him? Yeah, that really happened. Do you guys remember Nate Robinson? I think he quit basketball because it was just a little too easy for him. And then he went and returned kicks in the NFL for a couple years at like fucking 5'6". The guy's crazy. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not really impressed with like a 7-foot tall guy dunking when like, you know, I've seen 5'6" guys dunk up there. So I don't know. I'm not really impressed by that style of basketball. It's very boring to me. And that was like the NBA for most of my life. It was just, oh, this is cool. Dunk and dunk and dunk and dunk. And it's like, that's just, I don't know. I like the shooting threes. I like all the threes that are shot now. I'm like, oh, this is way more exciting. Seeing people pull up from like fucking 50 foot away. Like there's the 3 line. They're like barely past half court, just chucking the 3 up and making it. I'm like, holy shit. They're just standing there hard as fuck too. Cause you know, like you know, you feel harder when you shoot that shot and make it over somebody than like if you're 7 foot tall. What's up, Daniel? Oh, finally I'm back on the stream again, Daniel. I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? How are you doing? Hopefully quite well. Give me back your mind here real quick. But no, I think the plays all matter. I think the nature of the play is what gets me. Because again, I don't think a lot of plays in baseball matter like as much as you'd think they do. But again, I tend to know, I don't know, I know baseball a little bit better than I do basketball, so maybe that's why I enjoy it. Maybe I just don't understand basketball that much, which is very true. I don't, you know, I don't pretend to be an expert on anything really but baseball. I'll claim to be a half expert on baseball. I don't even give a fuck. I'll be like, yeah, I'm pretty good at that. I understand pitching better than maybe 80% of people in my age range. I would say maybe the only very few people actually who aren't like professional in the sport probably get like that. And I never big myself up like that, right? Like to that extent to where I'm like, yeah, I don't know many people who understand the art of pitching better than I do. I don't really make statements like that, like serious statements where I'm like, yeah, I could probably go be a pitching coach. If I went and like studied how to be a coach and like figured out how to like accurately like go take like a maybe like go study for a while under a coach or two, and then yeah, I could easily do that, I think. So like that's why I probably like baseball, is because I like really understand parts of it. Whereas in like basketball, I'm like, yeah, I like the athletic nature and high scoring. So maybe that's part of the reason, you know. Deep understanding, natural understanding of something versus just trying to get into it. Like, oh, this is cool, but I don't even need to get into baseball. It just clicked into my head. I also obsessively think about how to throw, like I used to anyway. It used to all I thought about was ways that I could strike people out. I'm like, well, if I do this sequence, they'll never know what's coming. I just constantly think of pitch sequencing. I'm like, all right, how could I build a 30 pitch sequence, right? Where I'm throwing 30 pitches, but like they're very well planned, regardless of who the batter is. I used to have I don't know, we're not going to get into that. My theory on like scripting a pitching sequence versus pitching in the moment. And it's very boring horse shit that nobody cares about. So I like football. Like, you know, I don't know. Building plays and sequencing them together and versus just randomly throwing shit. And be like, why does our offense suck? I don't know. Your offensive coordinator just fucking is picking plays. Yeah, that's what their job is. It's like Madden, dude. Not really. If your coach picks plays like in Madden, like you do in Madden, then boy, he should be fired. Though personally, I do think just using the Ask Madden feature is the best way to go in Madden. I think that's the hilarious way to play Madden. I also think you're weak if you can't win in Madden by using Ask Madden mode. Like, what are you doing? What, are you just not good at the game? What's wrong with the plays that they're suggesting? They're not good. Yeah, you can win with those. I do pretty consistently. I don't know. Is there anything else really to talk about? Seems like you guys gotten a little quiet. Outside of Daniel coming in, the people who were in the stream haven't said anything in about 5-6 minutes. So I'm guessing the stream's just reached its end point. We've been live for an hour and a half, so I mean, it's probably just a good spot to end it. We're up over like 60, 70 views, probably somewhere in that range. No, there's no urge to make any kind of history channel. I can make history videos. Yeah, I mean, it's getting late. That's all. It's just getting kind of late, and I don't know. I don't really want to be like talking too much louder and like later. We could keep going. We could end it. I'm pretty indifferent. Stream did good. Got 22 likes. It was a fucking fun stream. I enjoyed it. Probably should have started like an hour sooner. But you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I eventually got to start branching out on this channel. An hour and a half ago, so 10:30. So a little after, a little before 10:30, like 10:25, 10:24, 10:26 maybe. Basically just before 10:30. Yeah, no, you didn't miss much. Nah. I probably should have started at like 9:30. That'd be easy. A lot more views on the stream. But that's all right. Again, views aren't the biggest deal to me because my channel is only going to get, like, streaming is so fickle. The only thing that sucks is when there isn't a lot of views and nobody's chatting. Like, that gets so boring. I'm like, fuck, dude. Oh, this sucks. But like, if there's like 10 people watching and like the chat's going so quickly like it was today that I couldn't keep up with it, I'm like, all right, this is I'm having a good time. This is good. There's a lot to talk about, a lot of fun times going on. You see what I mean? Like, I don't know. Sometimes, you know, when chat's a little slow, it's fine, but it's also like, oh, dude, this is getting, I think everybody's bored. Yeah, I'm glad it's something you enjoy doing in your night. I also have a bunch of, you know, I watch streamers too, so I'm not much different. Yeah, I need to get back on to putting the VODs up not 30 minutes before they're about to start in the day. But yeah, I don't know. I got pretty weird and lazy about that. Yeah, my channel's too small to be consistent about anything. It'll get up there. It will grow. Or it won't, and this is about where we cap out at. I don't think so, though. I've thought that a couple times. This is about the time of year where my channel. This is the time of year when my channel gets really slow. I don't know. I enjoy YouTube. I haven't really lost any passion to do anything. It's just like I only started this to really talk about football and baseball, so it's like I don't really have any interest in building outside of it. But there's also a part of me that's like, I very easily could expand this channel into so many other things because it's like this doesn't have to just be a sports channel. But I don't know. Maybe once I'm done with college and everything, I got more time, I'll want to commit like larger projects to the channel. I can talk about literature, histories. I have very esoteric interests that I could inform people on, like very random pieces of very esoteric events and no, what? No, I'm not gonna give away all my any ideas, dude. Fuck that. That's retarded. No offense, but that's retarded. Yeah, let me just give away all my future ideas of content. Especially since like a lot of them just aren't on YouTube, and if they're covered, it's very rarely. No, man, I don't want to give away like ideas that I have. I'm not gonna do that. Like, this is not one I'd cover because it's been covered a few times by like slightly like, but it's just been covered by people, right? So I but like stuff like the Datlov past incident over in Siberia, where you just have this like very crazy situation in which a bunch of hikers in, I think it's Siberia or parts of Russia, go out for like an expedition, right, out into a mountain to the Detlov. I can't say the word. It's like a hard word for me to say, and like basically they're found fucked up. Like they're several days or several weeks to months later, they're found just completely destroyed. They're all out of their tent. Their tent was cut from the inside, so that means they tried to escape their tent. They ran out like bare ass naked into like the Siberian winter, like below freezing temperatures, and they were found with like evidence of like crazy injuries, and nobody really knows exactly what happened to them. I think there's like a whole bunch of stuff and like a bunch of good theories and like official reasons, but there's also a bunch of like conspiracies behind everything. They might have ran into a violent ending at the hands of the Russian government because they were somewhere they weren't supposed to be, or maybe they got caught in like a training incident, or they were trying to, just a whole bunch of crazy things like that happen in the world that, you know, I don't think is very well talked about. And if they are, it's like the people who make the video and the 200,000 people who've seen it across the internet. It's just like that's pretty much everyone who knows about it. Everyone else never probably heard about stuff like that. And I think there's a lot of cool stuff like that I could you know, write a whole little script up for it and present the information and, you know, teach people about cool weird parts of history. Again, those are the more like, I feel like those are the more personal parts of history. No, I'd make them about 20 minutes long, right around that range. Depending on the topic. If it's a lot in there, then I'll make it a long-ass video. And since I write really well, and I can write exactly how I talk, that's a very good skill to have, by the way. I can write a very easily for me to read script for for videos like that. I even know how I stutter. Like I could write in stutters and stuff where I naturally will stutter on certain words, or not really stutter, but I like trip on words, right? I'll like right here, like right there, like I have moments like that where my brain's working a little too quick and I don't know exactly how to. I'm doing a lot in my brain. Sometimes I have to calm words down, is what I call it, where I'm like, if I was to be speaking freely and without thinking, I'm using way bigger words and way bigger vocabulary. And it's I got pare it down. I'm like, I don't want to sound like a fucking douchebag. So I'd rather just sound like I'm a little stupid than say lexicon right there instead of vocabulary. Do you know how much of an asshole I could have sounded like? But you know, some of us just have quite a lexicon, you know? It's like, all right, fuck you. I have a lot of friends, but would rather be here with you. You know what I mean? Like, could you imagine if I'd have just threw lexicon out there like I normally would have? Instead, I don't use the word vocabulary in my personal private life. That's a very silly word. I'm like, I'd rather just use lexicon. Way better word choice. It just means word choice. Or a set of words, like, you know what I mean? You know. With you, great people to stay away from drugs and horseplay to keep the brain correct. You know. Most pretentious word? Probably pretentious. Like, unironically. That fucking word's annoying. Or prestigious. That word is fucking awful. Like, prestigious is a bad word. This is a very prestigious institution. All right. All right. This is my prestigious horse. Hands. He has a big dick and fucks other horses. Rigorous? Yeah, that's a good word. I think it's a decent word. I don't know. Rigor is like a good. It has like a good feel to it. Prestige just feels shitty. I don't know. You only hear like stuffy, like southern fucking aristocrat accents say like words like prestigious. I don't know. I just get this weird feeling from it. Or mint julep. The drink, the mint julep, that fucking thing feels like really pretentious. Only because like you can imagine like an old slaver from the South. Bring me my mint julep. Declare. Yeah, exactly. All right, everybody. I'm going to get out of here now. Have a good rest of your night. Thank you for tuning in and everything like that. It was a fun time. I hope you enjoyed the stream as well. Thank you for all the likes. We did good. We hit over 20 somehow, which is always really cool. Yeah. All right. It was fun. Go Lions, go Tigers, and of course, it's always go Patriots. We should be live tomorrow with some kind of stream. I'm not sure what I'll do yet, but I mean, we should be live for something. And yeah, I hopefully see you then. If not, again, we'll see you when I see you next. I think that's it. All right, see you guys. All right, bye-bye. Until next time, which will be tomorrow. All right, see you guys. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Share the stream with your friends. Help us get more people in. All that other YouTube mumbo jumbo.